Don't tell me there's no money.
That's exactly
No,
what
no,
I'm
no,
saying.
no,
But you can't even pay the teachers. They're about to go on strike because of this. Doctors,
is.
nurses do the same thing.
If
You can't pay what
If
you
we
have.
stopped corruption, money going to small road dam, caves and the others, we can pay it.
Well, the World Bank.
We can. You agree with me now? We can pay it.
The World Bank.
And stop governors from going abroad spending money. We can pay it. We are a rich country. No, you agree with it? It
But
is
the World Bank
it's how you look at
projects,
things. Yeah?
the World Bank is projecting that the country's economy will grow by 5% this year. But beyond these headline figures and mind-boggling figures, Kenyans want to know how we can feel this growth at a personal level. So how can this trickle down to our personal level?
Let me come to that one on World Bank growth. Growth, that is not statistics. Shirumi and you, say if you were working, all the three of us are working somewhere, I'd say our salaries are 10,000 per month, isn't it? Then the employer says, at the end of the year, you've done very well, I'm increasing your salaries to by 10%, so it will be like 11,000 per month for each one of us, isn't it? After 6 months, we'll complain that money was not enough. So statistically, we'll never get that. Those are data. Even when you talk World Bank 5%, that's data. But the ground might be different. And that is taking only that what's available. In economics, they say available data variables. To use that to calculate. You see, I've given the example of inflation. Like when you talk of unga, the price of unga, Kenya Bureau Standards, they have a way of getting price of unga all over, all centers in the country. In the supermarkets, this month, this was the price of unga. These are the prices of fuel. Then they use that an average of what the points where they got the price and say this is the average increase. But in reality, the other places where there was no increase at all. Yeah. So that 5% is an average. And I'm surprised. I'm not a great economist, but I'm surprised why most of our people would come talk 5%. What on the kakuna, you mdomo tupu. We are changing. You see, let me tell you, unless you have a paradigm shift in whatever you're doing, listen, unless you have a paradigm shift in whatever you're doing, we cannot solve a problem. It is you to look at it, say, I have a problem. How do I solve it? We come together, then solve it.
So how do we solve it? What
It has
can
to
the
get
government
involved.
do? Maybe, short-term measures that can be put in place.
It's better long term. It's better long term.
Say tunaumia. We will think about long term as we go right now.
Ukiweka track mshahara long term, hapana short term. Long term. Anaweza kuwa bibi
Okay,
yangu,
then
anaweza
let's start
kuwa
with the long term. What can be done long term?
when you have the long term,
Uh-huh.
the short ones will fall
Okay.
in place. Yeah, usually.
So what can be done long term?
So long term for the economy is a focus on unemployment. And unemployment can be created by the government sector because the government sector major revenue earner. And the quick wins you can start by one, recruiting enough personnel, teaching, nursing, security. It will increase the wage bill though, but that means as those people work, you know that we tax them. So that money comes in. And when we have foreign projects coming in of whatever nature, we have to agree that what percentage of it our people are involved in it. SGR when it came in, our people would get involved in. But if they tell you that what went out through corruption is massive. If you look at KEPSA, KEPSA issues and corruption, we would have done much. But it's corruption and other things. Once we solve that, we can be somewhere.
It's funny you've said that time and again, something you've pointed out, and I want you to be very clear on it. Unemployment
Yes.
and the politicians who are coming in. Do you believe
Yes.
that if a government comes in, because we have governments that come in and talk about military,
Yes.
that is their intention to
Yes.
improve the military,
Yes.
Roads and
Yes.
infrastructure.
Yes.
That has been the legacy of former President Mwai Kibaki.
Yeah.
Do you think it is a viable legacy, unemployment in this country? Could that be the key seller in a manifesto?
It should be. It could be and it should be. It could be and it should be. I've been to Singapore. In Singapore, you see, this is KBC, we are not talking near Nairobi University. You see the university towers here?
Yeah.
The tall one? In Singapore, of course, the fought corruption, people are being executed if I'm corrupt. That tower, if you built 100 of them in Kibera area, 100 of them, first, in the process of building, you are creating employment. The supply of kila kitu, people working, then the clean environment, and people will buy better houses. You will make sure it will be that the slum, the whole slum is upgraded to a better level. In the process of doing that, you are creating employment. People have learned construction there, we can do better jobs elsewhere else. It's a multiplier effect for the economy. So you can start by looking at housing. But now we are not bothered. In Kenya it's so bad, nikwambie sasa, unaona kileleshwa. Those who bought what? Houses, bungalow. Yeah? Bungalow. Around you, high rise at 6-7 floors.
No price.
Sasa, you wonder, what are we planning? We're just, like, I don't know, goats, whatever it is, just doing anything you want. There's no plan. But if you plan and get focused on it, can be solved. Unemployment can be solved. I've mentioned how our forefathers, but the late President Kenyatta, Tom Mboya, my father was a trade unionist, Felix Okatch, all the others, they fought for the white man to leave, and the white man left. Isn't it? Now, every time problems change, see the COVID has come, other things have come. But now biggest problem is unemployment. Unemployment is so bad because you find somebody that's going to school, amesoma kona masters, and he's roasting maize. I said, why did I go to school? And he's clever, but he's roasting maize.
You know, sorry, before you ask the question, it's actually to you. He has a point, Shiko, because we were here with Kaplich once, and we were talking about a very key thing, housing, affordable housing, the whole project that has been carried out by the government. It's down in Mombasa, houses that are cheaper, they're building them, and guess who's doing the work? Kenyans. And the more houses we're building, for you and I to be able to afford, from 2 million you own a home, that empowers you, and also empowers another Kenyan to actually get a job and work towards creating a better life. So I do agree with you down to that point that if we came in and we said our key number one focus is not building stadia, not giving you kids standard one laptops, promises that don't make sense, but actually creating employment. That would be unbelievable.
We can do it.
I've got to ask this question because it just came in. This one is asking about the 30% phased reduction in electricity costs announced by the president in December last year. Half of this has been done, and he says, I'm sure it's reflecting on our bills, but why hasn't this affected the cost of production, which would subsequently reflect on the prices of commodities?
Why has it not done what?
Why has it not? The question is, half of this has been done, the reduction, 30% phase reduction of electricity costs, and I'm sure it's reflecting on our bills, but why hasn't this affected the cost of production, which would subsequently reflect on the prices of commodities?
Thank you for that question. A producer of certain commodities is just producing, say, clothes at a given price. You reduce the price of, reduce the cost of electricity, but you'll say, okay, since your customers used to buying it at 30, let me continue and get the profit. And most businessmen are people who want to make profit, take advantage of certain things. And they also realize that even if I reduce it, it will not change much.
So in the short term, you said we are on our own.
We are on our own. But we need long-term solution. Let me tell you, we need long-term solution problem. We need. This country is, one time, let me still against up, I was in the US. I decided to take a bus from a place called Texas up to California. Just see what's happening around. The people have made the environment clean. I saw it in Singapore. It's clean. If you say that Nairobi from today, we're making it clean, how do you make it clean? Create jobs for the youth who don't have jobs to make the town clean. Will you have not given the jobs? Will you have not changed our lifestyle? It's us.
I don't even know. You know, the problem is I'm very
cautious. You got to get, you see, for you to solve a problem, you got to be in it.
Yes.
Then look at it like straight. Don't state, the theory of World Bank, the theory of this. Fun.
Thank you very much,
Felix,
for your time on the conversation.
Okay.
Felix Okatch. Chico, you want to throw in something?
No, just one of my favorite conversations.
What I like about Chico, when I started the Chico was thinking loan is so much expensive. But when I told him, Baraboga, we lend you because you are great one. And all human beings' life is the same, by the way. Wherever you go, we are the same human beings. Don't be told they're different.
Yeah.
We're the same everywhere.
Even see in Ukraine, what they're fighting for. Same people. Things are bad, they're fighting for their rights.